Hi, welcome back to our show, Nat Geo. I will be the reporter for today, Natalia Rosenfeld, and today we will be looking at how deforestation is contributing to the downfall of our environment, and then we will be looking at God's teachings and CST principles to help us find a solution in order to diminish this problem. Over the decades, deforestation has become increasingly popular, especially in developing countries where it is one of the cheapest ways to burn biomass in order to create energy, while still providing land for crops to grow, which allows many individuals to profit. Although deforestation may seem as though there are great benefits, in reality it will ultimately lead to the downfall of the environment. This human activity is degrading the earth, destroying the habitats of animals and other creatures, while also contributing to global warming, one of the biggest problems our society faces today. Deforestation negatively impacts animals who live, nest, and give birth in trees because it is tearing down and destroying their habitats. Furthermore, it also affects humans and other animals around the globe because when we cut down trees, this causes more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, since there is less vegetation to take in CO2 and provide oxygen, which ultimately contributes to the climate change issue that affects everyone on this planet because it is tarnishing the air we breathe, which will ultimately lead to health risks. Plus, it is causing the melting of ice and more. However, the United States has come a long way to combat this issue. For instance, they are increasing regulation. The United States is creating more regulation in order to combat this issue. For instance, one such known regulation is called the United States Forest Service, which manages the deforestation of forests and regulates the amount that can be done, and determines when it is and is not sustainable. Additionally, the National Forest Management Act regulates deforestation and ensures it doesn't deeply degrade the environment, and it is maintaining its sustainability as well. Finally, the Endangered Species Act can also relate to this because it ensures the safety of animals, and since animals live in these forests, when it is cut down, it harms and endangers the species even more. So it is able to restrict deforestation since it is harming animals that can go extinct due to this practice. Our actions are harming this environment, and the Catholic Church, God, and the CST principles have taught us differently. God has taught humans that it is our duty, job, and calling to take care for His creation, and that we must preserve it and help it grow. Currently, we are doing the exact opposite by damaging, degrading, and destroying the habitats of animals and contributing to global warming, which ultimately results in the total destruction of God's creation, including humans. God's creation is good, and as humans, it is our job to protect it at all costs. Additionally, the CST principle of solidarity calls us to do the same. This principle encourages us to unite with one another in order to come together to solve and combat issues such as deforestation. It is our responsibility to prevent the rising practices of deforestation because it is damaging our world, our environment, and our earth. As humans, God calls us to be the leaders of creation and to care for it as He would. We are not better than His creation, however. We are meant to sustain it and help it thrive. God made us humans so that we could stand together and work with one another through solidarity in order to be able to combat issues that plague our environment, deforestation being one of these. To add on, in relation to the CST principle of stewardship, as humans, we must supervise and care for God's creation, not destroy it. We must come together in order to organize a way to prevent deforestation and incite change in order to protect these animals that are having their habitats destroyed and to prevent the growing problem of climate change and global warming. Thank you for tuning in to my new segment, Nat Geo, and I hope you left here more informed than you came. This was meant to incite action and arouse feelings of change. Don't miss next week's episode on global warming. Signing off, Natalia.